Thank you to all the leaders for setting up and preparing this training for all of us to keep learning and growing as better leaders through here this business. And also thank you for the MC to introduce me. I think they're doing an amazing job. Is the MC doing great? Yeah. Give them a clap. Amazing energy. So of course, while they do the slide, to give a little background. So as I mentioned, I started at 19 years old. I think if my parents are not Nuskin, I wouldn't know Nuskin. So I want to keep your hands to give thanks to Eddie and Margaret Poon. So of course, when I was younger, when we were in Nuskin, I would carry a basket and my mom would give me a list. Go take all the product. And I take Mobile. Last time got Next. So it's very fun. So I said, when I grow up, I want to do Nuskin. And then after that, when I got older, I want to be a designer. So I went and studied and learned about design, and I told myself one day I want to own my own company because I'm very heavily influenced by my parents. They used to run a traditional business. So ever since I just know to have money, must have business. So of course when they were running the traditional business, of course it's not always easy. And of course I see how they always, they will discuss about business. And since young I always knew I'm very scared to have no money. So I got poverty mindset. So I'm very safe. I always save my money and then because when you're brought up by like Eddie Poon, he will teach you how to earn money. So high school I was self-break in school and try to earn money. So when I since when I started studying in college, so I'm from Johor, and then I went to KL to study, and then pocket money is already little. So I'm like, so no choice, I had to learn to nego with him. So I had to count my expenses with him, saying 300 ringgit a month, not enough lah. As a 19-year-old, right, so little, how to survive? And then I eat zapan also not enough. So he said, I increase for you 100. Someone last time no Grab, I take taxi to, because I never learned driving. So last time David fetched me to school. So I'm very thankful at that time. So of course along the way, how I actually looked into Nuskin was because of my sister Nicole. She started the business. At first she was in Uniqlo, she was doing really well. Then she became the 姐姐, she will pay for my food. And I feel so good, like wow, earn money so good, 很爽. So she suddenly looked into Nuskin business, and I asked her, hey, why you look into Nuskin? And she said, you think I got time, right? You don't see me also. And at the time, I could really see she worked so hard, like Irene more, hair also lesser, and then that's why she looked into Nuskin business. And what really inspired me was the environment, and I saw how everyone was talking about their goals and dreams. Because I'm in an environment where I was brought up by Nuskin parents, they always talk about goals, talk about dreams. But when I go out to talk to my friends about dreams, they laugh. So then I saw an environment where everyone talk about it, and that's why I said I want to be part of it as well. I don't know how to start. I don't know what MLM people like or don't like, but I just know that I can earn from here, and they don't stop me from my background, my experience, and that's why I just said yes. So of course along when I said yes is not very straight away very easy to do, but I think blessing in disguise. I had very bad skin. So when my first product I used was Clear Action. I know you all know about Clear Action, right? Oh, that's my favorite product. So sad when they discontinue. So at the time, as a 19-year-old, actually for Clear Action, I remember it's 400 something, 100 PV. It was actually not easy for our age group to spend. But because of my skin got better, I started getting referrals from there, and that's how I started my business. And along the way, as we grow, I of course will face certain challenges as my age. Friends, a lot of people are focusing on their future, college study, and they never look into career. So I just do the same thing, do my name list, even though I don't even have 25. But I just started somewhere and just grow from there. But I think being in the business long enough, it doesn't matter the age group, we all will have certain different challenges. And along the way, older they tell you, oh, my husband, my wife, my kids, there's always something. But I believe if you find the right people, they will say yes and they won't have excuses. So I just keep sharing along the way. I just keep sharing, and There's a lot of rejection, of course. So I'm so very grateful that, as long as you keep putting yourself in the team, keep putting yourself in the environment, you can keep going forward from there. So I just told myself not to let it go, keep going. If you ask me, have I ever thought of giving up? Of course, no. But have I ever thought of finding a second income? Yes. At the time, I just know that Nuskin is good. I have to keep growing from there, and I have to keep improving myself. So to me, in Nuskin, it really gave me a lot. I've learned not just, I started out as wanting income, but I actually grew a lot in my mindset, and I very reluctant to stand on stage last time. But now I learned to say yes, and then also think how it does, still the same. But I'm very grateful because along the way, the photo very blur. Basically, you can either squint your eyes, then it might be sharper. Right, it might work. So, of course, for me, I just realized, like in the end, you want to grow, you have to be uncomfortable. And when you're uncomfortable, means you're at the wrong place. So you have to keep yourself being in the state of being uncomfortable, because that's where you can grow better. You can actually become stronger as well, and that will build your resilience as a leader as well. So to me, along the way, I'm also very grateful is because of my parents, Andy and Margaret Poon, because they are the one that show me what leadership is. And since young, I see how hard they work. Doesn't matter if it's church business or Nuskin. The only difference I saw was the result. Because when they were in their church business, they also work very hard. And we always have a helper to take care of us. And when they leave the house, they always tell us, don't fight, then they go already. So what's the fight? And then, of course, along the way, but what I saw was they always are very determined to grow. And they always find a solution. And that's how I learned from there as well, to be resilient, keep growing. Business has their up and down. You'll have your moment. So as long you just keep staying the road, I think especially like yesterday, the event as well, I don't know how you guys felt about the event yesterday. To me, it was very eye-opening, and it also reminded me a lot of things. So Yvonne says she's high school, right, 18 years old. I'm still primary school. I'm in my primary 6. So to me, last time I used to compare a lot of myself, and then I say, oh, I'm not there yet. But yesterday I learned is I'm grateful that I'm still here. I'm grateful that I'm still growing the business. I do have my challenges as well. I grew a team, my team died, I grow again, and you die, and then you cry, and then you do again. But to me, I hold on is because I know what Nuskin can give me. So just now they mentioned about the Maslow hierarchy, I also believe in that. Why I stay in Nuskin is because Nuskin can cover all the needs in it. You can have a good pay in a different job, but you might not cover other things that in the human needs that we have. But in Nuskin is all-rounder. And that's why I know that I want to invest my time here. And it doesn't matter, even if you're 60, you spend another 20 years, you're still 80. Now you can live longer some more. Why you want to suffer, right? So I think it's so important to have a business that keep flowing. I had my fair share of spending money as well. For mine, he has his. I had mine. I spend a lot also, and then I have moments where I have moments where I really have no money. I'm very scared, but I know that Nuskin can keep going. So I just keep pushing forward from there. So I believe that on all of us, right, it's just going back to zero again. The business is simple, and we just need to keep improving ourselves, keep growing our mindset, but the business is still the same. It's just going to keep going out there to share a good opportunity for people, and how can we help people and transform through this platform. And like in the company, I think it's very important is the alignment. How can we have an alignment as a team to grow together and follow together with, we are supposed to still be our 10th year to be number 1 in Malaysia, right? Yeah. So this is something we can't do alone. We have to do it together. So to me, I don't know, you guys know how we get number 1, right? It's from the sales and everything. So it's up to us. Company can give us the best marketing, give us everything, but it's up to us to go out there and promote the TRME and make sure that we can still be our 10th year as number 1, and we also want to, to focus on the 100,000 as a household in Southeast Asia. We have to do it together. We can't do it alone. So I want to encourage us as a team is to keep coming together again, keep growing again, and keep expanding from here, and let this room can be 3 times or 10 times the number.
Yeah.